We're going to move into the part of our research that's really helping identify variety. Well, what kind of variety? How much variety? And how can small bakeries deliver on variety with limited labor and limited space? So we kicked the presentation off about how important variety is to your customers, the people who come through the bakery. It's because they have more than one favorite. They love to try new flavors, new donuts, especially seasonal flavors. And also, donuts are often purchased, 50% of donuts are purchased 12 at a time. So you know they're being shared in social occasions. Doesn't that just reinforce the reason to have a variety, something for everybody?
Absolutely, you have to have variety for everybody. You know, you have the older generation that likes the plain cake, you like the old-fashioned cake donut, but then you have this new generation come up. They want this something different. They want variety. This new generation that's coming through, they're not satisfied with just something plain. They want something special, something different, something that they maybe haven't seen before. So variety is very important in your donut shops.
I absolutely agree. And we are seeing those younger consumers really push the boundaries and help a more traditional category participate in this growing trend. So when it comes to variety, there are a couple of different ways you can approach it. You can think about the balance of yeast-raised donuts versus cake donuts in your case. If you have a relatively smaller shop or 20 or fewer different varieties or finishes of donuts, you'll probably want about 25% of those to be cake donuts to maximize your sales based on our research. If you have a larger shop, more than 20 or so different donut varieties, the number of cake donuts you should have to maximize your sales increases. It bumps up to about 40%. So Larry, not everybody is prepared to have both yeast raised and cake donuts. Is there a simple way to build a cake donut program step by step?
Yeah, definitely. We do have an option of frozen donuts. We have pre-fried, ready-to-finish donuts. So that's one way you can do that. They come in frozen. You break them out. You let them thaw out for about 45 to maybe an hour. You throw them back in the oven, 375 for a minute and a half to 2 minutes, just to reconstitute that oil, sets that oil back in again. That makes them like a fresh fried donut. Then you ice them to your liking. So Dawn has all kinds of variety of ready-to-finish donuts. We have pumpkin, we have red velvet, we have vanilla, chocolate, of course. We have blueberry. That we have almost every variety we have in mixes in our frozen category as well. And you'd be surprised the quality of the product.
How good are these donuts, Larry?
They are good. If you follow the instructions and the proper procedures, people actually don't know the difference of the cake donut.
I've heard that. I've heard in side-by-side taste tests, it's almost impossible to tell the difference. So using those ready-to-finish options is a great way to add variety to your case and really meet the preferences of 25 to 40% of your shoppers. The idea, too, is to put the most preferred donut in front of the highest number of people to really convert on that impulse sale. So bringing a cake donut program to its proper sort of percentage in your case is one really good way to look at using variety to your advantage. Another way, which you were just alluding to, is the fact that seasonal donuts can be very popular. All of those different flavors that really peak throughout the year, across every category, donuts also have top-selling flavors. These are flavors that appear uniquely in the season and appear on menus more often than any other flavor. So we're going to start in the spring. We see strawberry lemonade as a donut flavor really popping on menus. I just saw one yesterday morning. Tell me, are you seeing this in the field?
Yeah, I'm surprised that this is a new and upcoming flavor, a strawberry lemonade. I see it in quite a few shops now. They're taking our lemon old-fashioned cake donut. They're making a lemon glaze or a lemon icing with it. They're applying that to the product, and then they're adding like a dollop of strawberry buttercream to it. So they have that, all those flavors are enrobed in that donut. And when you bite into it, it's fresh. It's a fresh flavor that you want to come back and Springtime is freshness.
It is, and strawberry and lemonade separately are the two of the top indexing flavors for desserts. Put them both together, strawberry lemonade donut is #1 for spring. It also brings a really nice pop of color to the bakery case. What we'll see next is summer. Summer brings those fresh fruits like blueberry, lemon, and also emerging fun, trending flavors like birthday cake. Tell us a little bit about blueberry as a donut for a great summer seasonal flavor.
Great product, great variety to have in your case. If you haven't tried our blueberry cake donut, you'd be surprised at the flavor of the color of it's a beautiful product. Our blueberry cake donut mix has actual blueberry bits in it that give it that burst of blueberry when you bite into it. And the color of it is a very nice, clean blueberry color to it. It matches that fresh blueberry color. So I'm kind of partial, but our blueberry cake donut is the best blueberry cake donut on the market. And by none in the West Coast, we outsell any other variety cake donut that there is.
That's a great tip. When you realize that there's a fantastic product and really strong demand and that seasonal interest, go ahead and take advantage of that. Add a blueberry donut, cake donut to your case, and see how those incremental sales grow. Moving into the fall, I know everybody talks about pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin spice. But my news for you is really, it's all about apple for donuts. Did you know that apple has the longest selling season for donuts?
I didn't know that until we looked at the numbers, but the numbers don't lie. Apple is a very big seasonal donut. We're seeing it August through the end of the year. There's so many different things you can do with the apple crisp donut. Again, our apple crisp donut has actual apple bits inside the product. So you're getting that apple bite. When you bite into that donut, you're getting little pieces of apple in there. You decorate it, you make a caramel sauce, you pour your caramel on top of it. There's so many different applications for it. You put fresh apple filling on top. There's nothing better in the fall than apple.
That's what I really want to make sure I share with you is if you have room for just one seasonal donut in the fall, apple will be the best seller. If you do have room for two, go ahead and make space for something with pumpkin or pumpkin spice, but don't miss the length and the strength of the apple donut selling season. Finally, as you move back into those colder weather flavors, people are looking for comfort and indulgence. And we also have some beautiful holidays like February Valentine's Day that really, a cherry donut can really pop during that time. So tell me what you've seen in the winter for flavors.
I've seen a lot with cherry flavored donuts in the winter time, especially around Valentine's Day. Maybe take a Bismarck, fill it with cherry filling, put a little chocolate icing on top, put a dollop of fudge maybe on top of that chocolate icing, and then take a strawberry, dip it in chocolate, put it on top. Not only have a great Valentine's Day for your sweetheart, product for that, but you know what? It says I love you.
And not only that, it really sets you apart and completely builds on that trend of decadent donuts that we're about to get into. So we just talked about yeast versus cake donuts. Those are two really great ways to balance out your variety and make sure you're offering the most preferred flavors and formats. Just looked at some seasonal donuts that are really strong sellers. Another way to introduce variety is through regional trends. So we're going to go around the country here. We'll start in the Northeast. We've already called out how important that Boston cream Bavarian cream donut is. It's also #1 nationally, #1 in the Northeast. Northeast also loves its maple donuts and its chocolate cake donuts. As we move on down to the South, we start to see some slightly different formats. Donut holes, glazed and powdered sugar donut holes are really popular in the South. Should everybody be doing a donut hole?
Everybody should be doing donut holes. If you're cranking out cake donuts, how easy it is to make donut holes. You take a donut hole plunger, put it in, fill up your fryer, and boom, you got donut holes ready to go. Maybe a grab and go item, right?
Yeah.
Maybe take a cup, one of those clear plastic cups, fill it full of donut holes, put a dome on it. You got a grab and go item for your customers. A lot of customers are in a hurry in the morning. They're on their way to work. They're grabbing a cup of coffee. They want something quick to go out the door with, eat in the car. They don't want to make a mess all over everything. So what a better item to do is than cake donuts in a cup.
I absolutely love that idea. And you can see it would be especially popular in the South. We also see that the Southerners love Oreos on their donuts. So don't forget about pretty much everybody's favorite chocolate sandwich cookie, makes a great addition to a donut. Moving out west, this is your territory. Sour cream old fashions, are they popular?
Sour cream old fashioned, the #1 old fashioned donut on the west. That sour cream flavor of that donut just hits the back of your mouth, that tang, that little tang in there. You go, and what is that? And you go, oh man, I like that. So sour cream old fashioned is really big out west. Give it a try if you have never tried it. You'll love it.
Well, speaking of variety, we also see the West really bringing some exciting new donut formats to us. The mochi donut is continuing to trend. Have you seen the mochi donut too?
Mochi donut, yes. Out west, again, another big mover in the West Coast. Mochi donuts. If you have never tried it, it's a little bit different donut. It's made with rice flour. A little different process. So if you need to see it, get your technical sales team involved and we can come out and show you how to do it. You do need a special plunger to manufacture it though. It's called a mochi plunger. And if you have never seen it, it's worth taking a look at. Also, we have just come out with a new icing for these mochi donuts, very popular in the mochi industry. They're called supplice. It's a Royal Stensma item that Dawn manufactures. And it's a chocolate compound that is flavored and colored. So you get a beautiful flavored color icing to apply to these mochi donuts.
I love that because again, the vibrance is not just the shape and the form, but the color, the entire experience of that differentiated donut is what creates variety and excitement. And then as we move over to the Midwest, you'll see that buttercream frosting is twice as popular in the Midwest to have that on donuts. So Midwesterners love their sweet on sweet. And cinnamon and cinnamon sugar are very, very popular ways to finish donuts in the Midwest.